Hello, my name is Andy Sorchentruber, and the article that I chose to present this evening is Mobile Devices, a Distraction or a Useful Tool to Engage Nursing Students. This article drew my attention because, as am I, nursing students are healthcare professionals, and technology is really starting to make its way into the classroom for teaching purposes in healthcare classes. However, this article focused on engagement of the nursing student. As we all know, student engagement is very important in our classrooms. It creates increased problem-solving skills and critical thinking skills, as well as creates that positive environment for the student and the professor to teach and increase that learning. However, nursing students and healthcare students in general can be more engaged in classes with anatomy, physiology, and clinical skills because those are the skills that they will be using in everyday world after they graduate. However, most nursing students, according to the article, lack engagement in research courses because they don't feel that it will benefit them in the future. So how do we improve that student engagement? According to the article, we introduce handheld mobile and wireless devices for educational purpose. The article goes into specify that if it is used correctly and structured appropriately, that it can expand the student's learning. There's new opportunities that the student and the teacher can utilize to teach with handheld and mobile devices. It also faces different challenges and teaching strategies such as students falling asleep, uh, different PowerPoints, just the normal lectures of standing up there. It starts to engage the student a little bit more by using these mobile devices. However, one aspect of the article in mobile learning is it has to be structured. Now, in this slide that you're currently looking at, there's two sides. One is structured and one is unstructured, as you can see. Personalized learning, contextual learning. We can go on down the list to improve student performance. However, it's unstructured. The student can get off task, check email or Facebook. The main reason I put this slide in there is to show the pro and cons versus having a structured learning environment using mobile devices compared to an unstructured. There's a lot more pros and cons to that, as the article states that it really leans towards getting that student engaged in their education and improving their performance in academia, um, as a whole. These were based on nursing students. So they wanted to prove that the uh, authors did. So they came up with a case study. They used a presentation called Nearpod. This is and I quoted it in here in the slide, internet-based application that allows educators to design an interactive presentation embedded with learning activities, poll questions, videos, and quizzes. However, one nice thing about Nearpod is it does not allow the student to get off the Nearpod. They have to stay on it. It does not allow them to exit out and surf the internet, get on Facebook, check their email, different things like this. In this case study, 58 nursing students were given iPads at the beginning of a class, specifically a research class. Met once a week for 3 hours, and all the material, tests, different lectures, material, PowerPoints were uploaded onto the Nearpod. The results were very interesting. I felt these are just some of the results that were in the article. 72% increase the overall engagement in the class. To me, that's very huge, especially when it comes to healthcare and you're learning about maybe a life and death situation. But not only that, but researching how the past has improved the present. 89.7 have developed skills for nursing, and there was much more participation in class. However, there were some disadvantages to the study that they had learned. There was a steep learning curve. Some were difficult to use the iPad, and they would rather type on a computer rather than an iPad. And then, of course, you have the old school students, and one of the big drawbacks was an expense. According to the article, Nearpod is a yearly subscription for larger courses, say of greater 30 students or more, which would definitely affect ETSU's radiology department due to the fact that we accept more than 30 students. So this would be another expense that the student would have to deal with. I believe, in conclusion and my reaction to the article, I do believe mobile devices can be a distraction. However, that is if they are unstructured. If they're structured correctly, I think they could be advantageous to the student. They could increase engagement. They could increase different ways of learning, different ways of learning from their classmates rather than just the professor. Engagement, I feel, is a big key, especially in healthcare classes, due to the fact of some of the aspects of healthcare that we learn. One of the quotes that the author put in his conclusion, I'd just like to read to you. As technology continues to emerge, change, it's crucial for educators to assume a creative and critical approach to implementation. I feel this is very true, that we need to, as professors and educators, to embrace technology and put it into our classrooms to increase engagement of the student, and we need to adjust as it advances into the future. I really do appreciate you listening. This is the reference of the article. There also, as instructed, there'll be a PDF file uploaded onto the discussion board. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.